The sesh is back!
Uninspired bong guitar solo for the intro today. Oh, brother. It's rainy, it's shitty out, it's the SmokeSesh.
With your hosts,
Dragging ass
Chris
again
and Chris.
today on Long Island. It's Chris and Chris from Internal Bleeding. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Got a fun show for me today. We got Mark from Misery Index tuning in and calling in about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. One of my favorite bands on planet Earth.
Yeah, I know you're excited about that.
One of my all-time favorite bands in every incarnation of them. And they only got better when him and Adam joined the band 15 years ago, whatever it was. And I'm excited to talk to him about them. And Scour.
Yeah.
Scour's making some moves.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Scour's fun. Scour's sick, too.
They're great.
Yeah. Love them.
It's actually very sick. Their newer stuff that one song they put out earlier this year, it's fucking sick.
Yeah. Insane.
Something about merch. What's happening?
We got a big announcement coming in 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
all you guys wanted to know.
We'll talk about it in 6 minutes.
We'll talk about it in 6 minutes. We posted some sick old school merch. We're going to teach you guys how to get in on the pre-order on that merch with a great company that we're working with. So, and speaking of merch, we haven't forgotten about the live stream merch. Unfortunately, there's just still more delays. It's not like we're trying to rip you off or screw you guys. It's just with this COVID thing and with the manufacturer, it's fucking taking forever. We apologize.
You got to direct all inquiries to, I guess, darkforces.com.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing our best to put a rush on things, but it's just they're so backed up. So it's happening. It will happen. So
it will happen.
Yeah, it will happen. Just please be patient, and we appreciate your patience.
But as far as the other merch goes that we're letting everybody know in about 5 minutes.
That's not from a big company. It's from a small agile
indie company
yeah.
that we're trying to do some sick shit with, and they really make some sick shit. I've mentioned them here before on the show.
Yes, you have.
So that's coming in a few minutes. What's going on? Anything going on? We wrote some songs, some music this week. Wrote some riffs.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either.
Needs a little tweaking in, but
I like what you did, though. I like what you did over my solo section.
Yeah,
it was nice. The little stops. So, we're moving along on the music. We're putting in some time, and we're getting into a creative thing. Chris and I are firing back and forth at each other pretty quick. Let's try this. Let's do that. How about we take this and do that? And then I think we've got like a good process down too. Like I write my riffs when you're asleep and I record them, and then we write your riffs together on the computer. We tweak my riffs after you hear them,
right?
And you write your riffs when we're together. It's kind of works out great. So we're pretty happy, pretty excited, and we're pretty excited that we're going.
Moves, and we're going to record a song.
May 1st, we go and record a single.
Wow, so we have a date for that, huh?
Yeah, okay. May 1st. We're recording. What?
D. Patterson checking in.
What's up, D?
Blah. I'm sure he finds us boring. Well, guess what? We fired your dumbass.
We got a big wolf turd for you, D.
But I don't hate the guy. I thought the guy was funny. I just couldn't live with him in a van. I'm sorry, D. Not a bad guy.
He's all right. He's good people. So anyway, what's going on? Weather seems to be warming up. I see somebody said it was 62 in Kansas City. Drew, right?
Wow. It's usually cold as fuck there, right?
Yeah, we hit 50 today. The snow is almost gone.
Almost. There's some weird corners on like the side of the house.
And there's an 8-foot pile of snow in my driveway, but most of the snow is gone.
It'll never melt.
Right.
Spring's
in the air, dude.
I mean, today sucks. It's gray and cold and shitty out again and raining. But last few days were like 50 degrees and sunny. Like
it's been nice. I know. I can't
last
wait.
Month or so.
Big news at the Pravella's house. We got a hot water heater. I took a fucking 2-hour shower this morning.
Is that really a thing now?
It is.
Because sometimes I am in the shower and I'm like, fuck.
It's not going to happen anymore. Not happening anymore. Just be really careful, because if you turn the knob too much, you're going to scald yourself. So. Whoa, Anthony Cochran checking in saying it's 80 in Wilmington.
Wow, nice.
Are you sure that's not the hot sauce you're eating right now?
A fucking Maruga scorpion pepper.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sure that's. Yeah, dude, I'm going to put this up. We lost a death metal legend this week in Rich from Flesh Grind, vocalist, played guitar too, great guy. If you guys listen to Flesh Grind, the vocalist, the man who screamed, holy pedophile, fucking great guy, really good human being, owned a great record label, was a great guy, good friend of mine, good friend of Tossi's, and everybody else. So Gonna raise my glass to Rich from Flesh Grind. It's a shame that you're gone. Actually, it sucks. So.
That sucks. Not an old fella. Not an old.
No, he wasn't. Joey wants to know what you're smoking, Chris.
Cookie Punch.
That's a thing?
It's whatever the cheapest one I could get from my friend was.
Really? Cookie Punch?
Yeah.
There's like different price levels?
Yeah.
I thought like
this is like
I'm so out of it.
Slightly above mid tier. $60 for a quarter ounce.
Single as a Drew, there's your answer.
$50.
We are doing the actual good recording of what you hear on the intro to this show.
That's the one we're doing, right?
Right. That's what we're doing, and it's gonna have vocals. And we wrote some sick patterns. For
yeah, good, catchy as fuck. You know,
typical internal bleeding.
I'm making Steve Worley rap on it.
Yeah,
he's not pleased about it, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, everybody's gonna hate it. So I can't wait. Mike Vanek is smoking some Gorilla Glue.
It's a great one.
Thank you, Mike, also for the shout out on your blog, dude.
It's not really my favorite
brother.
daytime trees. That's more like nighttime, sitting on the couch, watch a movie type trees. But if you got it, smoke it. Not everybody has a fucking choice. I get to choose from 3 or 4 different things every time I go see one.
You have a whole menu. That's great.
Does. He hits me up. He's like, I got this, and this week, bro. And I go, oh. Okay.
When's the turnaround time, Drew? We don't know. It'll be a couple of months because we have to do a video too.
So you're talking about the merch?
The single. No, the single.
Okay.
So be patient. All right, so it's 5:09. I might as well start talking about it.
Ian McDonald is smoking liquid live resin sour punk grapefruit. I need to know more about that. That sounds wild. Liquid live, had smoked live resin, and that's the best. That might be the best high. Might be the most purest high. So liquid live, holy fuck, dude.
So we posted earlier this week that we have some old school merch being put out. Hoodies, 2 T-shirts with Mark Riddick art, and a sick pair of fucking sweatpants.
The perv pants.
The perv pants, as we call them. And we're putting them out with a company called Pyre Press. If you guys don't know them, they put out a lot of great underground stuff.
Sick company from Pittsburgh. They make really sick shit. They sent me a care package a few weeks ago to butter us up to say yes to this.
Yeah.
And it worked because the shit is high quality and the shirts fit good.
Yeah, not crappy stuff. So if you want to get the internal bleeding merch, pre-orders are opening now at 5:10. They should be. You can just visit pyrepressmerch.com.
And if it's not live yet, just keep refreshing it. They'll have it up.
Yeah, Phil told me at 5:10 he would go live with it. So
cool.
You want to get the merch? That's where you go.
Pyrepressmerch.com and check out some of the other sick bands that they have on there. They have a lot of cool looking shit, man.
Mm-hmm. So we'll say that again at the end of the show. So
damn, I got to get me that long sleeve.
Yeah, I'm getting the sweatpants. Mike Tossi knows. He says, I've got one shirt from Pyre. Good stuff. Thank you for the endorsement, Mike. And if it's coming from you, Amanda's posted in the comments. Thank you, Amanda. We appreciate it.
Pyre.
Pyre, as in funeral pyre.
Right.
So now one of these shirts, the below the Invocation of Evil long sleeve, this Mark Riddick shirt. I
don't think that's ever been on a shirt in 25 years. 27
that
years.
hasn't been on a shirt in 25, 27 years. Yeah. The Invocation of Evil album cover is actually Wallace Milton drew that.
Wow.
Wallace drew that, not Mark Riddick. But that's a classic, you know? So
that shit's sick. So shout out to Pyre Press again
and
for working with us. That's very cool.
Yeah, and thanks to Amanda for putting the link in there.
Excuse me.
Hope you guys get it, man, because I don't know if they're limiting it or not. But Pyre does good stuff, and Phil, the owner of Pyre Press, is an ace dude.
Very professional.
Yeah.
And they make sick shit. Like the quality is sick. And if you guys order the pants or a fucking hat or whatever from one of the other bands, it came really nice quality shit, man.
Right. So we got Mark Kloeppel in a couple of minutes. We're looking forward to sitting down with talking to him.
That's sick.
Last time I saw Mark, he was sleeping on my floor in my living room.
Wow.
When we were doing Corrupting Influence and Jason was going to do the backing vocals, they played on Long Island.
They did. I remember them and Morbid Angel, maybe?
I thought it was Scour.
I think it was Morbid Angel.
Was it Morbid Angel? And they came over to my house. I put them up for the night, dinner, all kinds of stuff. Robert Byers, I don't know the size and stuff, so
excuse me.
Sorry, I'm talking.
You got to check the link, man. You got to check out the site, dude. So check the website as they say.
Yeah, check the
Stealing a
website
slider
and see.
from you.
We don't know about the sizes. I don't know if they made big boy sizes or what, so we'll see. Oh, look at that. Oh, you got, wow. This is cool, man. Anyway, I just texted Mark Kloeppel. He's on the he's on Skype, so hopefully we'll call in and we won't have any technical difficulties. It looks like our internet is fixed.
That's good. I haven't had an issue downstairs.
I do believe I believe it was a
NXT.
I believe it was a Facebook problem. I am really excited. I just found out they're making a movie about the video game Division. You know, I always talk about that video game.
Oh, usually video game movies are so good.
Oh yeah, I know. But I'm psyched. And Jake Gyllenhaal, believe it or not, like a real actor.
No, I don't hate him.
No, I don't hate him either. But he's playing in a movie about a video game. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. Stupid, but you know. It is what it is.
Right.
Jimmy Forster is already pre-ordering.
Good man.
Good man, Jimmy. Good man. I know you need that old school shit. You know, I definitely know.
None of that block letter logo stuff for that fella.
Block letter logo. Uh-oh. Here's the big question of the day.
Listen, Sam, you got to hit up BrutalGlass.com, BrutalGlass.com. And if we have 4,000 of you guys that also request one, they'll eventually make one.
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody go to Brutal Glass or email Brutal Glass and tell them you want an internal bleeding Chris McCarthy bong.
We should have one because we pushed
I threw myself in there.
I know, but that's all right. You should have a signature model something. You can't get a signature model guitar. Might as well be a bomb.
It could be a guitar. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think they have big boy sizes because
my man.
Joe Mitchell just said 4X.
You're not a 4X, doggy. Come on.
Yeah, come on. 4X?
Oh, here we go.
All right, hold on. Here we go. Let's see if we can get Mark in.
What up?
Hold on a second. There he is.
A serious riffer. Ready
What's
to go.
up, Mark? What's going on, brother?
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Fuck yeah, dude. Good to see you, man. What do you got today? What do you got rocking today?
Say what? What I got rocking?
What kind of guitar is that?
Let's see. I got this black metal Arrow from ESP, this damn thing.
That's a new one?
That's why I'm rocking that. I got this little mover unit back here. It's a GE 150. That sounds like that.
Nice.
Pretty sick.
All right, right now, right off the top of your head, play your favorite riff ever.
Riff? I don't know.
Whoa.
That's probably the one.
I literally played that riff at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like I did today. Like, I think you're just supposed to as a guitar player.
What are you drinking, bro?
I guess got some Bullet Rye, man. Nothing fancy.
All right, I'm drinking. This is pretty good. It's called Rabbit Hole.
Oh, cool.
It's a Kentucky straight bourbon aged in sherry casks. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice.
And my neighbor's really into bourbon, so he's turning me on to like some stuff like Weller's.
Yeah, Weller's awesome.
Pretty killer. And he does this thing, man. He's got he goes to these auctions, online auctions where they sell lots of old decanters, like the collectible ones, and then some of them are full, right? So you got like you come across this decanter that was like awesome and brand new in like 1968 or something, but it was a 15-year in 1968.
That's sick.
You know what I mean? So he gets stuff. He's like, hey, you want to? I don't know how old it was. It was a very old like wild turkey.
Oh, that's cool.
Enter. So it looked all dark and caramely, and it wasn't very strong though. It wasn't like blow your face off strong. It might have been like 80 proof or something.
Well, but strong proof wasn't a big thing 50 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man.
They were trying to drink that stuff all the time. You know what I mean? You had your like decanter, like in in the living room over there, and well, remember like the crystal shit,
Well, you don't have to say remember because I have that set up in my dining room. So I've got a decanter and a whiskey set, the whole 9 yards.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you have seen it. I was just talking about you guys sleeping on my floor.
Yeah, I did sleep on your floor. Well, we might have taken a hit out of that decanter.
We probably did, dude. So we got Chris and I are brimming with questions, so we might as well get to it. first of all, I guess, what's going on with Misery Index? What's up? What's the story? What are you guys up to? Anything new? Blah, blah, blah.
I mean, we're writing the next album right now, so I'd say we're six to eight-ish songs in.
Damn it!
Like we're pretty in there, man. Like we got some jams, dude. It's like some of the songs are like have a little bit more of a challenge to put together, but man, there's some other songs that just kind of like just came out.
Right.
Just wrote. It's like the whole thing. Just wrote the whole thing. I handed it over to Adam, and we got it back, and everyone listened to it. It's like, okay.
So how do you guys do it? You pass electronic files back and forth?
Well, it kind of there's not like one way. It kind of depends on the song. So some stuff I'll just write, give it to Adam. He has an electronic kit. He plays it in, and then maybe he gets in there and kind of like messes with some fills or whatever. And then we finish it like 3-4 versions, and we hand it off to Jason, and he gives his input, and then we work out lyrics and vocal patterns and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just wham bam and done. Sometimes it's like we get things to a certain point, and then we meet up in person and jam it out in the room, and then we meet up again, and then like further refine things,
right?
Pre-production,
right?
But there's not really one way, but yeah, generally it's like you're throwing a bunch of files around, but we do get together in the room.
So when speaking of that, because we have this issue too. I mean, I'm fortunate because Chris lives with me, so him and I can write together. But how often are you guys able to get together and actually jam and do pre-production and iron out the kinks? And because when you record, when you're passing demos back and forth, everything sounds perfect because you can edit, you can do this. But when your musician's playing, things are a little different. So how often do you get together so you can work that out and make sure everything's going to work?
I mean, I don't know, maybe twice, man. Like whenever we do like tours, we just kind of get together like a few days before the tour starts.
That's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do.
I mean, at this stage in the game, I'm pretty sure we could just kind of play anything at this point with enough practice,
right,
before you hit the jam space. But yeah, I mean, maybe like a couple times, man. Like when we're writing our own stuff, obviously, we make sure it's stuff that's playing to our strengths, and sometimes we'll push the boundary here and there. But I'll come up with riffs and transitions and things like that, and I'll send it to Adam. He makes sure he's not just like in there when we're doing demos, like dotting drums in by hand the whole time, because that can get ridiculous. You can get carried away and
right. I do. When I program drums, I get carried away.
Yeah, you can write impossible shit.
Right.
And sometimes a riff with a whole bunch of drums sounds cool, but maybe it's not like that great a riff because it needs that much percussion but Adam's a busy player anyway. But regardless, he's got an electronic kit, so I send him riffs, and he makes sure he plays it in there. He jams and jams and jams until he has a take that he likes. And then he'll go back and kind of like, okay, on that one fill, I want to kind of move this tom around, and and we go from there. So it's like a hybrid approach. So we're not like getting carried away.
That's awesome.
We learned our lesson on doing like the Heirs to Thievery album, because some of that stuff we did get carried away, and we tried to go back and we did jam those songs in the space too. But some of that stuff is pretty over the top. That's probably our most over the top album, and that's why, because we hadn't quite figured that out yet. And it's cool. We can play that stuff.
It's a great fucking album. It came out great.
It's my favorite one for sure.
It came out great.
Yeah, I mean, we can play those songs for sure, but some of that stuff just it's a little ridiculous.
Like the Illuminati, the Speed, at least you're talking about.
Yeah. That one's ridiculous.
It's out of control. No, you're right. It's out of control. I do try to play along with that stuff at home. I'm like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. 260
BPM blasting forever, and then just these like triplets, these constant triplets all the time. It just gets to a point where your right hand's like, oh my god, please stop.
I seriously, in the wake of that album, it made a lot of other music sound lazy. to be honest with you, for a very long time. And I still don't know if, honestly, in my eyes, music's recovered after that CD. Like, that's a very important album. I don't know if people realize it or not, but it's a very important album. It's
I mean, you got to eat your
it's
Wheaties.
unstoppable. Like, it never ceases. That album is just unstoppable for the most part. You're
Thanks.
right. So
Appreciate
it's interesting hearing it coming from your end on how you guys even realize it yourselves that it's pretty ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I don't know that we'd ever do that again. Not to say we like shy away from the blast and relentlessness, and but we don't want to like punish ourselves like that for an entire record. Like if you go and you try to like play a whole album or something, and it's just like that one would. I don't know if we could play that whole record from start to finish. Like it's pretty brutal.
Well, truth be told, you guys really made me step up my own shit after hearing that CD. I was just like, oh, things have to be more urgent and not as replicatable by just anybody. You know what I mean? I was just like, it set a fire under my fucking ass, dude. That album for sure, dude. At least in the way that I play, and I put songs together for Without Remorse at the time, and even bringing it into IB. There's parts that I'm just like, I guess we could half-ass it, or we could do the Misery Index thing and go 1,000 miles an hour. Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Misery Index thing. We go 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, Adam's got like I've been playing with him for a long time now, and he's like a real anxiety kind of ridden drumming style. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not this laid back in the pocket type of thing. It's like always pushing. And that's just how he plays. It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all.
No, of course not.
So, as big of a fan as I am, I actually don't know how you guys got in the band. How did that start? How did that whole thing come about?
I'm trying to remember what show it was, but I think it was. Okay, so I played in a band called Cast a Stone in St. Louis, and Adam played in a band called All Will Fall. And we always kind of like regarded each other as like the bands from the area, like the no shit, getting it bands, And I think it was the Dying Fetus, Misery Index, Divine Empire tour that All Will Fall opened up for at the Creepy Crawl, which must have been in 2003 or 2004.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Long Island.
And the Misery Index guys like took note of, Adam, first band, namely Kevin Talley, and he got like Adam's contact. And when Talley decided he was going to do some other things, he contacted Adam.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and then now he's in the band, of course, and so he got in there in like late 2004, did Vakken. And then shortly after that, I think Mike Harrison, he had come back and he left again. I think he got a job with like Apple or something and couldn't tour and stuff. And they were about to do a lot of touring. So Adam gave me a call. Actually, sent me an email. And there's a long story behind all that, but that I won't get into right now. But I eventually connected with him and sent some. I sent in a video of me playing some songs, and I was pretty naive at the time, man. And I didn't like downpick everything. I did all this like hybrid picking going on, and Sparky watched it, and he's like, "It's not downpicking everything." Nope. And I was like, "I didn't know, man. I didn't know. I'll downpick everything." And I redid everything. I not only learned the songs that they sent me the tabs for to learn, but I also continued on and learned the entire live set. I videotaped myself downpicking the entire live set, and also sent an additional video because Adam came in for the holidays, and I got together with him, and we set up a camera where me and him are playing all those songs together, and I'm downpicking everything.
It's amazing. Talking about downpicking, it's amazing to me that a guy, a person of your caliber, wouldn't be like. Internal Bleeding has always been just as much downpicking as possible. And I think a lot of death metal and a lot of metal is downpicking. But there's still a lot of people and a lot of bands, and I see them, and I'm not going to mention bands, where, even if they're just chugging on the E, they're doing alternate picking on the E. And it's like, I understand when you're grinding, yeah, of course, but when you're doing a part like it's got to be downpicked, and a lot of people still don't do that. And why didn't you? Was there a reason why you weren't a downpicker? Is it because you were more of a soloist, or
No,
no?
just no, man. There's really no reason for it.
Okay.
I played rhythms the way they sounded good and were comfortable on guitar, and I just did it that way.
Right.
That's not to say I couldn't.
Right.
You know, he just said I want.
Obviously, you could because you did it.
Yeah, you want it that way? No problem.
Right.
I get it, James Hetfield, no problem.
Hell yeah.
Which is the mark of a great guitar player, by the way, is you just switch styles like that, and
yeah, just flip the switch. It's no big deal. You know?
Good for you. Good for you.
Well,
That's awesome.
As for I'll say this though, man. Like you can get addicted to down picking, where it's like, you're trying to be like tough and over the top, and I get that, and like live. It looks way more tough. Just be with like you're just grinding those things out. And
I feel attacked.
But sometimes like there's some riffs that you would think would require down picking that doesn't sound as good as if you like economy pick that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's smooth.
Especially if there's riffs that have like certain accents that come on the upbeat.
Right.
If it comes on the upbeat, there's really no problem with like popping the upstroke on it, because it gives it that like higher pitched kind of thing, and you're going up and it kind of makes it pop, on those accents. You're like if you're doing those kind of upbeat accents, I don't really see a problem with it. And honestly, like being in the studio as much as we have, it's like I've definitely like not been so brute in the studio in favor of what's going to sound good on the record.
Right.
So, I'm on the fence with that, because at the same time, when you see a guitar player live, it's like, you want to see someone like, putting the meat and potatoes in there. You know what I mean? You don't want to see him like, none of that. But
you're as guilty as charged.
I mean, like I downpicked to a fault, man. Like to where I boxed myself into a corner where I'm only like, thanks to COVID, dude, I got better at the guitar this year. I stayed home and I like learned guitar stuff this year, which I never went home and learned because I just wanted to play mosh riffs my whole life fast. You know what I mean? So I just did that until recently. Now I'm sitting home and I'm going ding 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 ding. Like I guess I have to learn.
I even showed him some alternate picking exercises.
I guess I have to, but I'm guilty as charged of that shit. But yeah, for real, the band that was already great honestly got
greater,
top tier with you guys joining the band. Like legitimate. Like I mean,
I agree.
I guess me and you were probably close to the same age, dude. You know how it is. Fetus. Internal Bleeding, Suffo, like those are our bands that, at least in that section of music, you put in high regard. As soon as Misery Index came out, they were in that fucking high regard. And now you guys teeter in that like pretty special spot where I even think that you guys should be bigger, almost in like a Gojira kind of way. I think that's kind of where you guys should be.
I don't know, man. I think it's a little too brutal for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you could scale it back. And I think it's also like every time I hear that, I'm also like, how much crazier is it than traditional death metal, whatever this is, hardcore grind?
Yeah, but there's a big difference.
But you guys should be huge, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to compliment you here.
Yeah. No, but I get what you're saying, but there's a big difference in the general audience between a Gojira and a Misery Index. I mean, you guys are way more punishing, and it takes a lot more brain power to listen to Misery Index than it does Gojira.
But I don't know. I mean, like a 7th Cavalry type song. It's just a great metal song. It's not a great death metal song.
No, it's a good metal.
It's not
yeah,
a great
absolutely.
Fucking grind course. It's a great metal song.
But it's not. But then
it's just great. I could see an entire arena of people enjoying that song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and like we have songs like that for the bigger stages, like when we're playing like some of the bigger festivals, Hellfest and Brutal Assault and things like that, and we have those songs to get them all like headbanging, and that's why Gojira writes their songs like that, so it transitions well on the big stage, and it's like nice and mid-paced, and with like catchy hooks and things like that, and Misery Index will just never be that way, man, because it's like the relentless attitude. It just has to be there,
and that's what.
Like, there's like a.
But that's what you want. You're doing music on your own terms. You're not doing music. I'm not saying you're not doing music to please other people. What I'm saying is you're doing music that will please as many people as possible, as long as you're happy and you feel like you're not disingenuous, right? I mean,
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I mean,
We feel the same way, right?
I mean, there's certain things that I go, man, if we were playing in front of X crowd, we'd probably crush it with that riff. Why wouldn't we? But I also go, we're not doing Chaos AD Sepultura exactly over here either. You know what I mean? We're not hitting all the fucking.
I remember in the '94, we actually got an offer from Warner Brothers, a subsidiary of Warner Brothers called Hollywood Records, and they loved our music. They loved the Voracious Contempt album, and they wanted to sign us. They said we had something really unique going on. Blah blah blah. The last paragraph was, "We need to work on the vocal approach." And we said, fuck you. That's, because we didn't want to compromise ourselves. Now, I might be kicking myself in the ass for that, but
Possibly now.
But I can go to bed at night knowing that we didn't compromise internal bleeding. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sucks because we probably could have had a good career, but I wouldn't have told Frank, you got to change your vocals. That's what we wanted to do.
I mean, and how are you going to write it if you know it sucks? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Very good answer.
Do a project, right? And the idea is to have it like hit like those big audiences. So you got like some clean vocals and some stuff like that, and even then you don't know if it's really going to work. And those, dude, taking that approach, I understand about this last paragraph. Taking that approach, it doesn't mean it's going to work.
Right.
Dude, there's so many bands. There's a ton of bands that like have tried to sell out and do that, and like flip the script and add these like pop elements and like clean sung vocals like that come out of like, hardcore death metal and things like that. And, sometimes it works. Sometimes there's a smooth transition for some reason. Great. Sometimes 50% of the time it does not work. And your whole fan base abandons you and your new fan base is nil. So where does that leave you? It leaves you having destroyed your legacy.
Right. And your new fan base jumps onto the next big thing anyway. So
yeah, that particular fan base. Yeah,
right.
You can't count on them. They're definitely not going to stick with you for the length of your career, like how long you want to be putting out records and stuff like that. So,
right.
There's definitely like credibility and, longevity to sticking to your guns and like hanging with like staying true to the underground and that kind of stuff. And I don't know what else to say about it. It's like it for us, that's just the way it has to be.
Yeah, I understand, man. I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, Chris would never write a weak riff just to please a certain segment. If you did that,
no,
you might write a sick riff and say, "Wow, a lot of people would like that," but you would never purposely go.
Okay.
You would never purposely go, "I'm going to write a riff that's going to please the huge amount of people." I can't. I would never do that. I want to write riffs that
I don't think I ever have.
No,
I don't think I've please wrote a
but
riff. I don't think I wrote a riff that anybody likes. Is what I'm trying.
Oh, that's not true. You write lots of riffs that I love, that I adore.
But that speaking of which, we could talk about honestly the Misery Index shit all day, and I would like to because you guys are literally pretty much my favorite band on the planet.
It's true. He talks about you guys all the time.
Really, you guys are doing it as right can get in my eyes. Jason's my favorite vocalist of all time. There's no denying that. There's no hiding that. If you guys ever heard my singing. But let's talk about Scour, dude. Let's because that's you guys are making some moves, man. I mean, it's tell me how that came about and how you landed that and how that even just happened. Like I don't even know. It's pretty sick. It's pretty killer.
Yes, it's odd because again, this is like back to St. Louis, Cast a Stone, All Will Fall guys with Phil Anselmo. That's what it is. And like it's really strange how that it's happened. It's not you can follow the how it happened, but it's strange that it has happened this way. But basically, I was I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe it was 2015 or something. And Derek, the main guy for Scour, guitar player guy. You know, he also plays bass in the Illegals. Used to play bass in Cali Cap.
Right.
And yeah, he showed me some demos on his laptop that he made in GarageBand. And his parents live in Herman, Missouri, and I live in Columbia, Missouri. So I like, you know, it's like an hour away. So he was at home, and we went there, like drank every beer in the house, and we're sitting on the hill, like outside in the middle of the night, like listening to these like black metal demos. I was like, yeah, that's pretty sick. And you know, him and John, who was doing like tour managing and stuff for Cattle, they would sneak off all on tour and like, you know, kind of put these songs together. And when they decided like who's going to do vocals, John mentioned obviously Phil Anselmo. And the reason he mentioned that is because Phil had, by total happenstance, caught wind of John's side project Fulgora on like Metal Sucks or something.
Okay.
And like thought it was badass and wanted to sign it to Housecore and put it out. And so that's what happened. And him and Adam had gone down to Phil's house and like recorded stuff, some Fulgora stuff in the Lair. So he had rapport and had his email and things like that. And so when Derek had these songs, John was like, well, let me toss these demos at Phil and see what he has to say. And he did, and Phil said yes. Thought he could kill it, loved the material. And so they started that thing. Now, before Phil was involved, Derek was in California, and like he had, you know, had talked about doing this with another dude, like this other lead guitar player, Chase, who played in like Animosity. I've toured with him. He's a great dude. And so they had him in the band for a while, and they played some shows. For whatever reason, it wasn't working out. And, you know, obviously Derek called me up because we've been homies since, you know, day one. So, and that's sort of how it happened. We had Jesse from Cast Stone was in there for the Gray EP, and that didn't work out with him. So they got Adam to do the Red, and it was just kind of like out of his. That band is not really Jesse's style. Like he's like really great groove in the pocket, not one of these like relentless blasting at 280 BPM forever guys. And Adam, of course, can handle that kind of shit. So they got Adam in, and they were immediately like, you know, happier with what was happening.
Sure.
Got me in
He's
there.
the best.
And
yeah, Adam's the man.
Yeah. So now we go down to Phil's house, we jam, and we just did a live stream, Scour live stream, and you know, there was a whole documentary element of the stream that kind of outlines all this stuff, and yeah, I mean the whole thing is kind of surreal, you know, but you know it was just like one thing led to another, and you're just you know people in the scene after so many years, and they do stuff, and they ask. You know, they invite you to do other things with them, and you know that's just kind of how it went. But for me, it's like it's a real full circle kind of thing because shit, I was 12, 13 years old, and I was like listening to Pantera and going to see them live.
Of course.
And I know like from just talking to Jason and Sparky, those guys were not about Pantera.
Right.
Right. Like those guys are like 10, 11 years older than I am. So it's like they were like by the time that stuff was coming out, they were already on to like way more brutal shit at that time. I'm in the same. I know Pantera.
I love Pantera. I like a lot of Pantera, but I understand what you're saying because when Pantera came out, I was like, whatever.
Right.
I was like, it's really not that.
But I hold
heavy.
it in high regard, almost next to Metallica.
And that's okay. That's okay. But because it's a time frame thing. Like I was like, done that. This isn't even heavy.
Literally, of course, I see Metallica. I'm like 12 years old. It blows my mind and shit. But by the time I'm 14, 15, my parents let me take the train to New York City to see Pantera. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, it was like the craziest thing I'd ever attended at that point, event-wise. No rules, drinking schnapps, smoking weed for the first time.
Schnapps?
You know what I mean? Just like bottles getting passed around the audience, people getting the shit kicked out of them, the loudest music I ever heard in my life, the coolest frontman you could imagine on planet Earth, and just like I was like, this is what I want to do,
Well, yeah, I mean, I sort of have the same story. It's like I was like in my homie Andy's basement, and we're like listening to like that and Faith No More and Megadeth and Metallica and Slayer, and all that kind of shit. And then like Pantera just happened to be the band that was coming through.
Right.
We're coming through, so it's like, oh shit, we got to go see them. And so like you beg your parents, and because like you're 12 years old, you beg your parents to like take you to the amphitheater and leave you there.
Oh God, I'm old. I was like that when my parents were Black Sabbath.
my mom took us there, but she did not leave us there. She also went to the show with us.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That is so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
that is weird. So we had a fan question that I thought was a good question.
My pops is taking me to see Slayer.
Yeah, your pops is cool, dude. My dad was cool. He would never take me to a show, but my dad was always interested in my musical choices.
Yeah.
And I can remember being a kid in the late 70s, driving around in my dad's Cadillac, and I had put in a Black Sabbath tape because he said, put on something that you like. And he was like, why do you like this music? What do you, like my dad was like, he was into it. He's like, I could understand it. He's like, I like it. It's really like heavy sounding and really angry sounding. He's like, I get it. He's like, you're a little boy and blah, blah. So that's so cool. I just think it's cool that your mom, I mean,
Cool as fuck.
Like if my kids wanted to, I have 2 kids, if they wanted to go to, God forbid, like some awful show, I would go and I would be interested in it because I want to be interested in what they're interested in. And I think I just think it's neat when you get older and you said your mom took you and went to the show. I think that's neat.
Yeah. I mean, she was very supportive, man. And she let Andy and I, we were in our first band together, so she let us jam in the basement all the time.
That's awesome.
Blare Black Sabbath as loud as possible and all that stuff.
Cool.
So,
all right. I can't find the question because we have a million comments here, but I can't find the question. But somebody asked if you had to pick a favorite Misery Index album, what would it be?
Great question.
Yeah.
Pick the favorite?
If you had to pick a favorite, and it doesn't even have to be because of music. It could be because of the time frame, or you were just feeling good when It doesn't have to be a musical answer. It has to be a personal answer.
I don't know, man. I guess Traders.
So good.
I feel like that's when we kind of came into our own as far as like unique songwriting amongst ourselves.
Okay.
Great album.
Because Adam and I had just joined in late 2004, early 2005. We had got some touring with the band under our belt. We toured around Suffocation, Behemoth, and a bunch of other bands at that point. We did like 280 shows a year. And so like by the time we got up to doing Traders, we had like really grown together as a band. We did the Discordia album released in 2006 on Relapse.
Great record.
Just like that was very much like the Kill 'Em All for us as a band. Where it's like we didn't really know where we were as a group yet. And but Traders, like that's where we like became cohesive. And
Okay.
I feel like that was a jumping off point for every album after that in terms of like having a very unique like Misery Index voice.
Gotcha. Very cool.
I remember seeing you guys that night in New York City at the Downtime, the night the album came out. I got a twofer that night as a super fanboy. So Fetus played at fucking Gramercy at like 7 p.m. And then you guys played at like 11 p.m. a few blocks over it. I was like, as like a Baltimore death metal fanboy, it was like the best night of my life. And going there, Jason giving me a copy of Traders for free as like a buyback from my fandom. I was just like, this is a good day. It was a good day. It was a nice day. It was a good day.
Since you've got your guitar, a lot of people asked, play your favorite Misery Index riff.
Carrion Call.
No.
Oh,
No, I want him to play his favorite.
All right.
Not your favorite.
All right.
Or at least one of your favorites.
One of my favorite ones is like the opening of Servants of Progress, and it's like. And it's that over and over again.
Right.
Hard as hell.
But it's catchy as fuck too.
Like, okay, so when I joined the band, I gotta tell this story now. So I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. So check this out. Adam, when they were looking for a guitar player, he sent me an email, and it went to the band email account, Cast the Stone band email account. Those guys, my other bandmates, got the email, and they deleted that fucking email.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah. So fast forward, Adam was coming home for the holidays, late 2004, and he had scheduled a gig at Pop's nightclub in Sauget, Illinois. And I knew the gig was happening. All Wolf All was playing. I was gonna go, and I was like working some bar. I was working at a country club bar actually, and like I got off early. It was like 4 o'clock. Came home. I'm like, put some like can of soup or something in a bowl, and I'm like eating it. And I got the Riverfront Times in front of me, like the St. Louis Rag, you know, like city paper in Baltimore or whatever. And then like, so I'm flipping through. I'm like seeing what's happening, you know. And I come across, look at Pops, and I see that show is happening tonight, like right now. You know, it's doors are now. And I was like, oh shit! I stop what I'm doing, take off my work clothes, throw on my metal shirt, you know, hightail it down there, and I walk in the door just as like All of All had to go on first, right? I don't know who the hell they were opening for, but. And I got in there just as they were like finishing like the very last song of their set, which I think was a song called Brick Shard Foundry. Anyway, so like I'm at the show, and then I finally meet up with Adam, and he's like, "Hey man, you get my email?" He's like, "So you have no idea what I'm talking about?"
That's awesome.
He's like, "Dude, I asked if you wanted to join Misery Index." I was like, "Yes, I am your guy. Please sign me up." He's like, "Oh,
whoa,
that's great.
You got to try out. So leading up to the video stuff I told you earlier, and so I didn't want these guys to find out that I was like, because they tried to sabotage me once already, you know.
Oh my god,
so like,
that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
My homie, it's kind of fucked up. My homie lived down in the Delmar Loop at the time. My roommate from college, Matt, and so I had to be at work at like 8 o'clock in the morning or something. And so I would go there, and they had a little practice amp set up, and I had my tabs from Sparky, and they would let me go in their attic from like, you know, I would get there at like 5, 6 in the morning and leave at like 7:30 every day because I had to work at 8. So I'd be up there working through the stuff.
Whoa.
Figuring it out.
Earning it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Earning it,
further
right.
along for my audition video. Put in secret because I didn't think I could trust these guys because they deleted that email.
That's so fucked up, man.
I would have slapped somebody for that.
I would too, man. I mean, when Guy wanted to join Suffocation, I was nothing but like, go for it. You know, I mean, this is what you want.
Well, I remember being at work.
Like, I could never imagine holding. If one of my band members got a choice to move up, and that's what they wanted to, I would never, ever. That's just.
Sean Bell regrets telling me that you hit him up to hit me up about Eternal Bleeding because I leave for tour all the time. He hates it.
It's a whack move for sure, but that's what happened, man. I'm still friends with those guys.
All right,
it all worked out, you know.
That's good.
That's cool. You got to do some sick shit because of it. That's sick that you got to read whatever you happen to see the fucking Palookaville Post or whatever the fuck.
Palookaville. All right, we got a question here. What is from Harold, a loyal watcher of the show, and a metalhead? He is the metalhead. What was your worst border crossing ever? Because we've all had them. So
there's been several.
Pick the worst.
I don't know I don't know which one is the worst.
Pick one and describe it.
Okay, I guess there was one we were doing like an Eastern European tour, I think we were maybe at like the Croatia-Ukraine border, and we had prepared for this goddamn border crossing. Like just like scoured the website and everything else for what kind of paperwork we were going to need, and we had their whatever, and all the way through the United States with a stamp of approval and a tax document and this and that and copies of passports and and there was one fucking item, one tiny piece of paper. I don't know what the hell it was. I can't remember at this point. And they just had to have, and they just wouldn't let us cross that border without that damn piece of paper. And it took us, because it was a weekend, it took us like 3 days to acquire a suitable facsimile of.
Oh my God! Really?
I think we were like sitting in Croatia for like 2 days just across the border. We missed a couple shows and we made it somewhere else, and I think that's how it went down. But that was a bummer.
Ugh.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I have a very important question.
Yeah.
What the fuck is on the whiteboard in the background?
What, back here?
There's a whiteboard. Yeah. What's on that whiteboard?
Oh man, there's some drawings from my kid.
Nice.
Up here in the left-hand corner, I had to learn this Pat O'Brien solo, and so I had that was on the song "Flames" on the new Scour, and so I got little blocks like sort of giving me guidelines of what's happening on that beat. So
nice.
It's like it says bar, whammy, an arrow going up, so I'm supposed to go up the scale, arrow going down. And just kind of like saying, it reminded me what part it is for each beat.
Nice. I like that. I like that. There's kids' drawings. That your kids' drawings are on the board.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff on there. There's all other stuff. That's like I was kind of trying to figure out a song I was writing, so I was like sketching out the parts and writing like timestamps next to them so I could go edit it later and. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's all. So you're in your like office right now?
Yeah, this is my office.
Okay.
Very cool.
Very cool. It looks like a basement.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah.
Basement office.
Nice. What else you got?
I want to see. Will you play us? I don't know. Hit us with new Misery Index riff we haven't heard yet.
Here, remember. Maybe this part.
Yes.
Yeah, so nice. I gotta remember how it goes.
All right. No, I remember when Darren joined the band, he told me, he was like, dude, every song has like a million different tales, and every different riff has like 10 different tales that do different things every time. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, this because that one kind of walks down like. And it has the tail. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, stuff. This little walk down, it's got a tag up here, which I always forget, and then it does a different kind of walk down, and it has a tag down at the bottom. Goes through that twice, and then does the double tag, and it's into the next riff.
So that's why you need a whiteboard.
Yeah.
That sounds like classic, like pre-you and Adam Misery Index, to be honest with you, because I've been a fan since day one, you know what I mean? And I know you have too. I'm sure you have, so you understand. So the first show, I don't know if you know this, the first show of my professional career in my band Without Remorse was opening for Misery Index, possibly on the Descent record release.
Whew, that was before me.
Yeah.
What was that, 2004?
2004.
And that was Tally in the band with Bruce Grieg.
Tally, yup. I saw Bruce on the Divine Empire Fetus tour.
Nice.
I've seen Mike Harrison play with the band on Long Island a few times. I've seen Sparky a million times, and then I saw you join the band. I think right here at the first time I ever saw you guys was literally walking distance at the VFW hall right here.
Oh, nice.
It's literally right the fuck here, dude. Yeah, but sick. Always been a sick band, dude, and you guys always fucking deliver, dude. Every lineup has delivered, but you guys really brought it to the next level. You and Adam really brought it to the next level. As a day one fan, I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're trying to continue to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we don't want to get like the critique where the band is slowing down as they get older. We don't want to get that going on.
Oh, I hear you.
I know. I'm trying to get this guy to go.
But I'm not. Internal bleeding's never been about speed, so.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you guys got your signature thing.
No, we just want to pummel, man. I just want to see people honestly get hurt in the mosh pit. That's really all that matters to me. I'm not.
Me too.
We're not breaking no ground. I know I'm not like a fucking virtuoso, but like I do like seeing the ambulance lights outside the fucking window of the club. Like after I play a riff, I'm like, my job here is done.
That's always been Internal Bleeding's motto, and it'll continue to be like that. I never wanted to work that hard. But I don't know if it's not. I never wanted to work that hard. It's just not my wheelhouse. I'm a 70s guy, so I like groove and catchy hooks and stuff like that. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So I think it's awesome that everybody has a different take on things. I think it's great. I love what you guys do. I would never play it. You couldn't pay me to play it. I probably couldn't play it, to be honest. But I'm a hook guy. I write my hooks. That's what I do, Well,
of course, that's kind of an issue, in today's metal world, man. There's a little too much homogenization going on.
Yeah,
I don't want to say like so much as like copycatting, and I don't even want to say it's like derogatory in any way. It's just like there's a lot of like from one record to the other, it's like the riffs and the drums sound and almost like the vocals sound exactly the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the tones of it all sound the same. It sounds like it was like done with plugins inside of a computer, and they made it just right, and the vocals are as like as brutal as fucking possible the whole time, and everything's on 10, so nothing's on 10, and the riffs aren't riffs anymore. They're just like a assortment of sweet picking.
Exactly. Oh my God. Exactly, dude.
And, it's just like, I don't know.
It's almost like, how do I explain it? Like, I don't want to say virtuosity. I want to say that technicality has become more important than song structure, riff writing, and arrangement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's changing. Like, it's changing now. As far as like buzz bands and stuff like going on right now, there's been so much of that in the past, 10, 15 years that I think people are now kind of getting sick of it.
You think you really think so?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think so.
Interesting.
In terms of like the death metal world, you see like a lot of these bands that are embracing like an older, more organic style, like coming to light.
They're getting way more simple. Yeah.
Like Blood Incantation, for example,
right.
Tomb Mold,
right.
Gate Creeper, like the Frozen Soul and Century Media.
Got Gravesend.
Who else?
I know exactly what you're talking about. You know what? You might be right, man.
Mold again. Yeah, and some of them, okay, are biting maybe the Edge of Sanity Unorthodox album maybe a little too hard, maybe biting Entombed a little too hard, but overall I think like the direction that it's going is a good one, and it's like I said those comments, like that would be the comment of like a harsh asshole critic, but I would say that's a better direction than things have been going in,
right?
And just to give these bands a little bit of breathing room to let them develop out of their the biting stage, because every band has gone through that.
Absolutely, without a doubt, absolutely. Every band, because that's why bands start, because they're inspired by other bands.
Listen, in a perfect world, every band would be
even like
even
even Metallica, dude, like Kill 'Em All. Those songs, those songs should be like any band out of that time. You know what I mean? Really, it was like it's the next album. It's Ride the Lightning that really like when they came into their own a bit.
Right.
It's not sounding like Motorhead or Diamond Head or any of that stuff anymore. It sounded like them. And then Master of Puppets, clearly.
Right.
Them. It's just them and only them. So it's like it's a good direction out of what's been happening, and part of the metalhead in me is like doesn't like how it's biting some of that shit so hard, but at the same time I enjoy the songs. I'm gonna stop being a cynical asshole about it.
Yeah.
No, I get it, man. I'm trying to do the same and be a little more open minded to stuff and just be like, well, man, not everything is for me.
It, like especially newer bands only have like an album or something under their belt. Like cut them some slack, man. They're still figuring it out. If they're like able to like put one note after the other and it sounds fucking badass, like you cut them a break. But dude, there's some other bands out there that aren't of that ilk that I really like. Also from Long Island, Mother Brain.
Oh, Howie, fuck! It's our old vocalist band. Yeah, fucking Mother Brain's awesome.
Yeah. Joe Marchese's other band.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
I was out on Long Island once, and Derek Boyer picked me up. We went to a show, and Outer Heaven played.
Oh, they're great too.
I can't remember. It's one of the spots that's out there. One of the dive bar spots where the showroom is in the next room.
Yeah, they're probably closed by now.
Maybe Shakers, maybe Finn.
I think
Shakers. Same place, different owners.
Outer Heaven and Mother Brain.
Yeah, let's say Shakers.
Shakers, yeah.
Outer Heaven was obviously sick. But Mother Brain I thought was really cool because they were kind of doing this like Magruder grind type thing, but with some of the slam riffs mixed in, and I don't know, I thought it was tight. I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't kept up. But.
Yeah, no, Joe joined Eternal Bleeding in 2016, and they started doing less and less, and then Joe quit the band in 2020 or whatever it was, and I think the other two guys are just kind of doing maybe dad stuff or husband stuff, and just not really in music at the moment.
Yeah. So it's not a thing anymore?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's just like one of those things. It's like...
No, they were great, man. Legitimately great.
It's probably not going to go anywhere. They'll get bored with it. But it was stick for that time,
No, they were killing it.
So anyway...
They've moved on,
What do you got for... We're going to wrap this up in a few minutes. What do you got for... do you have any website links or anything you want to share with us for merch or buy albums or whatever,
I didn't prepare anything.
Okay.
But
Where's your guys' main store? Indie merch?
What's your main merch store?
Well, Misery Index is on Indie Merch.
Okay.
So you can get all the Misery Index stuff over there, and in Europe, I think we're doing stuff with Evil Greed over there.
Okay.
Cool. You guys always have pretty classy looking merch. So
party on that stuff, and then for Scour, you can get stuff at from Housecore and Night Shift.
Oh, Night Shift's merch is good stuff.
Night Shift, yeah, Kareem and
Kareem's awesome.
We got a bunch of goodies over there. I think we have a work from home pack right now, which is some sweatpants, a hoodie, a mouse pad. I think a pen, maybe a coffee mug.
Right stuff.
I think that's what all is in there. The work from home package. And then I got another project because as much as I despise them deleting that email, I'm still doing Cast the Stone. It's on Agonia Records. We're working on a full-length album.
Dude, I heard the one song that you put out recently that was sick as fuck. Is that you on vocals?
No.
Oh,
no.
It's killer.
That's my homie Andy Husky.
Sick.
That dude, the guy that's responsible for getting me into metal itself.
Pretty cool.
And I will say this, he is a sick drummer. It's like there's not many people on earth where you could say that dude has a unique voice on that instrument. But he's one of them. And he's who I grew up playing with, and he's just fucking amazing. The stuff he comes up with is like unreal.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then one day he kind of just said, "I'm gonna try singing."
Pretty sick vocals, dude.
And he sounds like I don't know. He sounds like Dan Swano when he was doing Bloodbath.
Yeah, big.
It just
gross.
Or whatever. Yeah, He sounds brutal.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, thanks for spending some time with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was killer, dude.
It was great. So good to have you.
The inevitable IB Misery Index tour has to happen at least once before the world shuts down forever.
Right.
Or when it opens up.
Right. Either one. I mean, it'd be great. I mean, I go back with Jason to back when he was living at his dad's house, way back in Upper Marlboro, fucking Maryland. I used to drive. I used to me and the whole all the IB. We used to cram into my little Toyota, and we drive down to Upper Marlboro, hang out at Jason's father's house, and sit in the goddamn garage, and just drink all night and listen to death metal. It was great times, and it would be great to get out with you guys. I mean, that would be
sick as fuck.
It's just to watch how Jason went one way. And John went another way, kind of, and then you're in the mix. It's just like, it's amazing to me. It's just amazing to see.
Yeah, man. You got to get Jason on here too. He's in the middle of.
I've been trying to get Jason on, but him and I keep like crossing paths. He's like, I'm like, what about this date? And he's like, oh, he just opened a record store, so he's like busy with that.
So
but
cool.
I'll get Jason on for sure. I mean.
He lives in Finland, so there's that.
Yeah.
And he opened a record store, and he's also completing his doctorate. He's got all kinds of shit going on.
Right.
Wow.
And
Right.
bringing it out.
The man.
Right. Yeah. Jason's the man, and we will get him on, dude. But you and I are working on something which we'll announce eventually.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we're working on a cool
Whoa.
program, but we're not going to talk about it just yet.
All right.
But once it's launched, we'll have you back and we'll talk about it because I think it's cool. Thanks a lot, man. Go play with your kids, do whatever, eat some good food. We're gonna
do right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Barbecue.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. We're gonna wrap it up, and I don't know, man. I just thank you so much for your time.
It's cool,
we really
man. Yeah,
appreciate
dude.
it.
Misery Index is literally the best, dude. You guys keep killing it, dude, and you guys always deliver, man. So keep doing what you guys been.
Yeah, man. Keep it slamming.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Mark. We appreciate it, brother. Cheers.
Peace,
Cheers.
dude.
Thank you.
That was cool.
That was awesome.
I could go on forever about how much I love Misery Index and Jason Netherton, but I'd be a
No, that's all right.
fanboy dork.
No, that's all right, man. I mean,
ridiculed for
they're a great band.
my obsession with Jason Netherton. Moving along.
You're obsessed with you. Do you want to
No, I
sexually
just
obsessed?
I love his vocals, just the lyrics that he
His
writes.
vocals are
always
awesome.
great.
They're very unique.
I mean, obviously, the era of Dying Fetus he was in is, I hold him the highest of regards as far as music.
What is a regard?
Like tiers of Metallica, Pantera, 99 era IB, 99 2000 era Dying Fetus. It's important. It's fucking important, dude.
So listen, guys, we really appreciate you being here. We had a great show. Let's if you want that old school merch.
Whoa, PyrePressMerch.com, PyrePressMerch.com. Oh my God,
It's hard to say. It's a tongue twister.
PyrePressMerch.com, PyrePressMerch.com, PyrePressMerch.com for the old school IB stuff.
And I hope everybody
I
loves
want the
my new
pervert
haircut.
pants, man.
You want what?
I want the perv pants.
You want my pants?
No, I want the sweats. I want the.
You helped design them.
I did because I'm the man.
Yeah, well, Chris is the man. So
I know what the kids like.
Well, I'm not a kid, so whatever. Anyway, we're wrapping it up. We really appreciate you guys being here.
I thought I was so high last week that I was like, "This looks like Louisiana," and it'll
I remember
it's
that.
always going to look like Louisiana to me now.
Oh my God, Andrew! Thank you for pre-ordering the long sleeve. We appreciate it, brother.
Sick, dude. Thanks, man.
Because listen, we're not going to make any money off this merch, but what we will get is Chris will get a pair of sweatpants. I will get a pair of sweatpants and a hoodie. Chris we might get some of our own merch.
That'd be nice.
And that's a fair deal because we're not in it for the money. We're in it for.
I mean, it would help.
It would help, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Because you owe me on rent.
Be honest here.
Oh, man. We love you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to make one more shameless plug. Here's the shameless plug segment. Go to internal-bleeding.com if you want some SmokeSesh merch. Go to the store. We have a lot of cool.
Don't plug any other merch.
All right, no, I want to say something about.
Don't buy the SmokeSesh merch. Don't
buy the SmokeSesh merch.
Don't buy that shirt.
Chris hates that shirt.
Don't buy that fucking shirt. You can tip us in some sort of tip jar, I think.
No, you can't.
No, you can't?
No, just buy the shirt. But I want to tell you the
don't buy that shirt.
You know the high school shirt you helped design, the gym shirt?
Uh-huh.
Selling very well.
You know what? Like I said, I know what the kids like.
Yeah, so there you go.
I never saw a cent from that, by the way.
No, because it goes into the band fund. Tony, yes, we ship to the UK.
Doesn't even exist on tour anymore.
Yeah, we don't tour. Well, hopefully in this summer we have something in August. If it doesn't get canceled. Anyway, that's it. We love you guys. You have a great night. Chris says he loves you all.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see if we do this again next week. My interest is...
Chris's interest is waning because he hates everybody. So
we got nothing. It is what it is. That's fun. I know it's fun. It's fun for somebody.
It's fun for Frank Rizzo. Anyway, we love you guys. Have a great night. See you next week. Next week, I don't know who we have for a guest.
Those are always fun.
Yeah, it might be just me and my Barracuda. Who knows? So have a good night. We love you all. Take it easy.
Peace, guys.